Right, so it's on to Dawn Trail. Welcome back. We just had word from Enfield. She's managed to secure passage to Toral, board the guild ship vessel. What do you wait in the main hall while I go inform the companions? Should only take a moment. Let's go. That's pretty cool. I would like most of these pictures. That's pretty cool pictures. I remember a couple on this wall, like this. The maps. I don't remember like this one. Oysters. Oh yeah, okay. Which could give us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. Left yet to arrive is Erenville himself. And there he is. Ah, we're all here. Took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship has granted us place aboard a vessel bound for Toral. There'll be other passengers, researchers and artisans and the like. We'll need shared deck space. It's fine, Erenville. I didn't expected we'd have to a ship all to ourselves. No cast note just yet, so if you have lingering concerns, it's time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what we'll be doing in Toral, yes? We've not forgotten. The nation of Tulioral is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you in the right of succession. Support your bid to become Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alfino and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Galmon seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbours. By visiting Toral, we hope to learn more about its myriad culture, how its myriad cultures interact with each other, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Elspod. We will pursue this goal in our own time. Be assured we'll give this contest all due attention. All I'd ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Crowd? Yes. As we could determine from the old missive I found, you'd been tasked with investigating the Gold City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet, oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives. Nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the latter. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. Will there be a chance to speak with Papa? You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, I'm not the only one interested in a city of gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I'm part of this expedition only because the third promise has commended me that I serve as guide. Still playing the part of stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. We sail and let wind take us as she pleases. Well said. We'll get far by wallowing in the shadows. Shadows, shallows, one of the two. Right then. All are still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. I spent my time on the early access, being the first 2 days. This is the third and last day of the early access. Prepping Pictomancer, so I can draw things. Keepers here, the others have already left for the harbour. Not in danger of missing boarding call, but perhaps we should go on our way as well. Yes. Perhaps. It's weird that they'll have you walk outside just to get to another cutscene, but I guess it lets you be in the right zone to trigger the cutscene for the right area. Works. But this one might be voiced.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Do not be so quick to relax. Though Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map, the vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels. Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bootheswin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough, disappointingly so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
All aboard! We're casting off!
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
Probably want a little bit more hustling. Like we're casting off, you just like walking across it.
And so does our ship cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Cattenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Tural.
Just hide that for me.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat!
this is nice.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
We left port what seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Tural was far, but it's another thing to really know. Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliolal and the right of succession. Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own.
Sure, why not?
Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
Slightly overpowering me a bit. Yeah, let's bump that down there for now. Oh, this will be my first visit to Thrall. Fontaine? Sure. Fontaine's the name. Working as Steam's aesthetics and old art, you see. But my employment with them came to an end. I visited Charlian in the hopes of starting over. I was attempting and failing to find a new job. I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. So the dawn servant welcomes all regardless of origin. So to the Olal seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. We can help. I see you in Eosia before. Great and famous hero. Yeah. Enough of playing the simpleton. There's a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception. But with more of you Eosians coming to Thrall, it's becoming practical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. How many of our warband have fallen, and so, at home to lick our wounds. My story? Well, since you asked, I want to retrace the historic journey of Great Kettenram. You know, the first Eosian to set foot on Thrall, almost 8 years ago. The Mamuljas lead us to have welcomed Kettenram with open arms, sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. The real treasure was the crops he brought back, potatoes, tomatoes, and column, which spread across Eosia like wildfire. The grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. They'll say Kettenram returned to Thrall several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage. He was never heard from again. And even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is testament to the ocean's peril. An adventure, I presume. I'm Adrian from myself, based in Ulda. Specialty imports and exports, Aeosian and Turaliate both. This is your first crossing of the crossing the salt, as they say. Do you remember that societal mores of Eosia are not necessarily the same as those of yonder? Consider this. Not uncommon for the various races to refer to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Kote, the Itsaro, the Hrothgar, the Expral. Not because every member of a given clan is of the same race, mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with a clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. You want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who will be sat next in Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in this right succession. Your young Woklamat being one of them, of course. Frobot and Mamuldra bloke were telling us. The other 3 are strong contenders. Not many keen on risking their coin on the 3rd promise. Casual stash of 5 crystals. You learn of anything of interest? He's dangerous. Oh, hadn't learned that about clan names. Which have Woklamat and Erenville teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. That storm looked amazing in distance though.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
How's your stomach? Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick. I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Erenville, you were born in Tural, yes? Do many Viera live there?
The Shatona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother...
We're in the teeth of it now, lads! Reef that sail for the mast snaps!
Oh dear.
Only over that watch! This wind's too strong to take in your sail! Man falling off the mast! We need help! Get him below decks first! Quickly! Before he's washed overboard!
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
Yeah, that sounds like we're gonna have to get out there.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since. The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself. Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning. What an extraordinary life he must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease. Woklama, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress.
Straight them.
By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Like a cat just saying they need like only patch of sunlight in here.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air? Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground. Ugh. Can't be much farther now, can it?
Seabirds. Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts. Come.
Yeah, that storm a bit less like with deployed shields, and more like we just deployed lightning rods. Striking so much.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway. If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm. As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down. Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
There, look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
Yes, for jazzing it up.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihyolal are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
We are.
Our
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tule Yolal?
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Please, accept our apologies.
Can I just say, I really love this like cape and the like parrot look to it, like a macaw. Proper love it.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part? Anyway, first things first. I bid you welcome to Tule Yolal.
Well, looks like we're here. I forgot I needed to move that back up. There we go. Well, despite its Tom's efforts to the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. Right at Tule Yolal. Head to the city any time by speaking with the spotted sailor in Scholar's Harbour in Old Charlie. 45. That'll be a nice upgrade. Right then, first things first. I still feel a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. I realise we've just arrived, but we should probably get you familiar with the city before the rite of succession begins. No arguments here. Should very much like to explore. I'll guide you. Sure you're in any condition to do so? Aha! We were wondering who these strange folk were. The third promise has found itself some new followers then. Followers? Clement, anyone well? No, not at all. Couldn't be better. The third promise does not get seasick. No sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win in the rite of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. Sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're in the company of the third promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly will. Our siblings have a tendency to command a respectful distance, but you're just so easy to approach. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please don't ever worry that you're a bother to me. Kind. Good day to you, third promise. Did have a point. Clement is technically royalty here. If they're not, a person of her station surrounded by this many outsides is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? Let's just remove in 2 groups, so as to attract less attention. Technically ignoring me then. Emmy, you a Kryl? Come with me. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. The voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. Enjoy your wanderings. So we should wait a bit, at least until Woklamat's nausea subsides. And for that, look, ready to go. Maybe just take a few minutes. I'm fine now. Really, I can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself. The contest looming more. Oh crap. Now then, since we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbour. I've already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay. Mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers from the island settlements. Much of the incoming traffic from Yogg-Turaul, the southern landmass, the clans produce various goods for export. Wares are unloaded here and cast off to merchant stalls in neighbouring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Yeah, we know all this stuff. Yeah, we know all this stuff. Yeah, we can use smudge and just like slide along on the thing. Right, before I go that way, actually no, we'll probably do it on the quests. This is Bayside Bevy, to the island's largest marketplace. Right next to the harbour, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Oh, right, I should mention that here in Tuliyollal we buy things with Pel, currency that Pelu created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming in from Eorzea, so more shops will have to accept your guild. There's also Wachu Meki, another market east of here. But that can wait for another time. I have places I want to show you first. Next, we'll head back a bit and northwards up the stairs to a certain plaza. Can't wait to see the look on your faces. That aetheryte looks amazing. How big is it? What do you think of that, eh? Goodness me. We have aetherytes in here in Tuliyollal? I told you before, but my brother Koana spent 3 years studying in Shaolin. Fell in love with the nation and its ways and brought back to us the knowledge of aetheryte construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once had one built immediately. You do the tuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again. And then up the slope to the side. Right to the top is the gate which leads to Yogg-Turaul. Stop at Bright Bloom Post on the way though. The headquarters for the Landsguard. Get ourselves attuned. There we go, now we can teleport back here whenever we need to. That's a cool little outfit as well. entire bar just like, listen to what we have to tell you about the city. There we go. We have a lot of narrow, winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain. As you can see though, the builders made sure that the city's main thoroughfares were wide enough to accommodate wagons. Marching up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I can understand now why walking them out gets endless endurance. Yeah. I really appreciate having smudge. Especially with it being so quick as well. Well, yeah. Is this the building we're heading to? Maybe not. Let's do that. Are you the folks with the fancy clothes? That spear looks cool, and that is amazing. It's an amazing outfit. I hope we can get something similar, because I would love to have my paladin in that. Here we are. Right Plume Post. Soldiers stationed here responsible for defending Turiolao and preserving the peace. The Lance Guard are led by the nation's strongest warrior, and so naturally I've first commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago when Zoralja took over as commander. Title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to... Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Half an hour now, they should be around here at 2. Come on, let me show you the Sky Gate. Right at the northern end of Talmarch. I'm assuming this is Talmarch because it's a big path. Big gate, wow. Massive, isn't it? The other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yorkhui. Strictly speaking, Tural is actually 2 separate continents. York Tural, the southern islands of the mother, and Zak Tural, the northern islands of the father, which lie just beyond the bridge. Legends say that it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago the 2 gods fought in a titanic battle. When one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. Really sounding tale. Mind the conflict of Hydaelyn and Zodiac. But getting back to Zak Tural, those lands are also part of Turiolao nation, correct? Oh, my father incredible. He united the peoples of continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tural have been at war for generations. Or had been at war, sorry. It was only when Papa travelled the lands to put a stop to the myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. The main reason I want to win the throne is so I can preserve the peace he built. I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspirations. Crossing the bridge to Zak Tural requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, if you want to issue any new permits, well, the right of succession is over. I promise to get you one when I'm Dawn Servant, but till then, You'll just have to wait. I'll make sure you win. Mark my words. Mark them. I don't mean that. But when anyone stands between you and adventure. Now, I'm really curious about this. Because usually you'd have symbolism of stuff like that if it either exists or has existed. That's like a twin-headed flying serpent. I've covered half the city by now. Meanwhile, it's unlike any place I've visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Right, how does this look? Not too bad. Yes. We'll head west next, towards the Arch of Dawn. Dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too. Yola certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. Okay, bye. Now, you've seen enough of this area, let me know, we'll continue on. Arch of Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. Alright. Our next stop is like on bottom of the stairs. Our ramp. Wah. Up to sprinting. I kind of don't like how loose the one is. Emperor. Struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. This was originally the site of Yokhui Temple. Parents built it when they were first making a bridge to Zaktural to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. After the Yokhui withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries. When Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, practically at the center of Taral. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we're passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliyola. Climb these set of stairs here all the way up. Now, I've mentioned a god sleeping in the river, and I'm curious what that would be. There was definitely some impact there. His palace is called Volok Shunsa, which roughly translates to invincible resilience. You probably want to take a closer look, but we'll be coming back here later. Let's move on for now. scale of this place is incredible. And all that carving on the top represents. But I'm saying, what is it? I'd say whilst this is an immensely large area, this is really cool. Dimensional fruit. Oh, another drawing. That's pretty cool though. Nice work, kid. So this is a resplendent quarter. What kind of people live here? Oh, we have residents from all of the Uachtaral clans. Bulcha, the Sprawl, Pilipelu, Moblin, Amahanu. Also, we also have Tonawauta, Etsara, and Shatona, who moved south from their ancient ancestral lands in Zaktural. In essence, we're gathering people from every corner of Tural. Representation of Tuliola's diverse character. The donuts on each building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. It's so beautiful. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. This one's got like feathers decorating it. This one's got like... Oh, this one also has feathers, but it's got like the... Yeah, this one solely has feathers. This one's got like a wreath. I'm liking this music. I am loving this music. That big drum there is called the Dawn Herald. I play it for formal occasions like honouring Landsguard return from a dangerous duty. I tried hitting you with my axe once and ripped your skin. Gave me a proper scolding, let me tell you. My papa held me upside down by the ankle. Seen such an enormous drum. One even used to beat such an instrument. A big stick. So I just noticed the music will probably be a bit quiet for you. How cool is this? Here are our dirigibles. Not bad, eh? I hear other nations use airships to sail the skies, but when we find balloons in Tuliyola, we have them for the exact same reason as Aetherites. Connor brought them back from brought back the plans from Sharlayan. Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights to other settlements. Trades with frontier communities that has never been easier. But that's enough about dirigibles. Arch Dawn awaits. Right, I'm curious if this is just to talk about the drum again. In case you missed it the first time. Yeah, okay. know how you could, but I'm really curious about these. This is it. The Arch of the Dawn. The giants were still here. It was known as the Yogg-Tural Landgate. But when Papa founded Tuliolal, everyone began using its present name in honor of his great achievement. Through this gate, the Kozama Oka, the wetland south of the city, depending on what the right of succession asks of us. Oh, sorry, I completely read that wrong. Through this gate is Kozama Oka, the wetlands of the south city. Depending on what the right of succession asks of us, we might end up going that direction. Kozama Oka, the name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what were those fluffy animals we passed earlier? Llamas. Not llamas. Alpacas, there we go. Ah, those are alpacas. Fearsome four-legged fiends. Fearsome? They seem quite placid to me. You'll learn soon enough, Cryle. Yeah, I'll learn soon enough. But forget the alpacas. I have something more important to show you. Come along. I'm guessing she had a bad experience. Probably went to ride one and fell off. That was quite funny though. But, you'll learn soon enough. You'll learn soon enough. We shall learn the history of Tuliolal. Tuliolal, there we go. Then look no further. These stone pillars, you mean? Honestly not entirely sure what we're looking at here, so I'm just gonna hope that they'll explain it. Oh, what's my chest now? 50, okay. Special about these pillars, if I may ask. At a glance here, they may look like ordinary stone decoration. Take a really good look, you'll see something much, much more interesting. The event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. This seems like the perfect moment to meet back up with Alphino and Alistair. Like them coming from the other side. It's just me, or was one of those like scrubbed out? Like the end one on the what would be our right hand side looked like it was scrubbed out. Pictures? Wait, no, these are glyphs. Well, a series of stories. Many of them featuring a two-headed Mamunja. Oh, this must be... That's right. Those are the exploits of my father. Jaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliolal Saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. No better way to learn how Tuliyollal came to be. Study them as long as you like. Okay, so I'm guessing we'll click Wickle map when we're ready to move further down. This pillar tells of the Lay of Brotherhood. Depicts a scene where Pepper granted an audience to the foreign explorer Ket something. I can never remember the name. You mean Keteram? Ah, that's one. Keteram's arrival in Tural is what prompted Pepper to embark on this odd journey. Said that the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit if not blood. No one knows what became of the explorer in the later years. Keteram's disappearance is a mystery in the Osier as well. The records say he travelled between our land and yours for a while, then it's assumed he was lost at sea. We have the Lavereeds, the story of when Papa visited Hanu in a village in Kozumoka. Ah, the people of Alfno almost mistook for Vanu if not for the colourful plumage. And a fair bit of time among the Vanu in Sea of Clouds, so it's surprised you took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are bright and cheerful, sort. They hold this one festival every year, very famous and a lot of fun. Let's see, this one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of Namauka. They wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin gods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Though the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Turali counterparts. Next we have the goblins with their Gobi speak. This one recounts the Lay of Repast. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is of the Zabral. Like me. For decades, as Zabral and Mamuljo were at war for control of the forest of Yaktel. The actions Papa took to end that conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in founding of Tuliyollal. There's a clan of Hrothgar in Bosnia known as... there's a clan of Hrothgar in Bosnia known as Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens, but the men serve as devoted subjects. Here in Tural, the Zabral men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. And with the first half, we can move to the second. Yes. That one didn't look so much like it was blank, it looked more like it was wiped clean. Of gold. Of gold. That shows one of the Pelu. Toland is Urkopacha? Might be it. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as merchants. As the merchant clan. They oversee Tuliyollal's markets, and travelling peddlers are a common sight, no matter where you're going to roll. Looks like maybe the Kukurt. Don't let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, clever and calculated traders. Oh, maybe not. Lay of Ice. Oh, this one's my favourite. The Lay of Ice. Depicts a battle in which the legendary Tural Vidral Veligamanda. I shall explain. Tural Vidral is a creature that's lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural powers. Tara described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Velgamandor itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited on Tural every time it stirred from its slumber. But 80 or so years ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Pav and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral, sealed it away. Oh no. We're gonna have to fight that later. In the Okapacha Mountains. Despite its reputation, however, Velgamanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see its likeness on Tuliola's national emblem, adorning the banners of the palace. Okay, so that explains what I was curious about. Oh, yeah, no, it's just not been filled in yet. That's fine. Although it looked like it had been like destroyed, but it's just. Oh, this one's unmarked. Perhaps says you left a blank pillar for the next chapter in Tuliola's history, whatever that might be. Ah, the Lay of Proof. That big fellows of the Yokui, largest of Tural's people. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yok-Tural. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, then turned northwards, setting their sights on Zak-Tural. You recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate? Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they conquered and withdrew to the mountains of Opacha. Never seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. The people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on the mountaintop, built across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambition and their place in Turali history? Did you feel of history? Ah, yes, thanks. Quite informative. That arid? Oh. I'm awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises there, seeing as I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now I think I'm ready to eat again. So, go and have ourselves a bite at a local delicacy. Come, take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that. From this music, I'm expecting it to be like a bit of a goof, what we're going to be doing here. It's very light-hearted music. And then instantly back to the jazz. Right, before we head that way though. I really like the look of these as well. Oh, I forgot to grab that, I think. Yeah, well. Grab this from here. Oh. Ever had tacos? A Tuliola classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour, fill it with meat and salad. Other shops still sell them, but I like how they're made here in Aliev? Yeah? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Is that like T-E? Tai-E? I need one right in front of me right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with old Brook Evil. Brook Evil? It's one of those situations where I kind of need some of these words read to me. Because unfortunately, I haven't really been exposed to many cultures. Voice, do we know? Oh, I was kind of close. Brookhaven.
My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the Silver Scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils. Oh! Oh!
If it isn't the third promise.
Oh! No.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
Of course, that's it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us! Such an honor. Glory on your name, brother. And on yours, brother.
So, you notice one's the mighty, one's the mystic. So I'm guessing we've got like spellcaster warrior duo.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling house cat, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
A kitten comes to the house cat's defense. Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
A two-headed mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubigo and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So it goes.
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunpurge to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter. Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that man there.
Hello.
I see you, warrior.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tiral.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonash.
It's Erenville now, Don Servant. I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! All-tempered steel. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends.
I love that headdress. That is an amazing headdress.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zorolja. The second promise, Ona. The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakun Jaja. You four will compete in the right of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyola is young, and so I look to thee always for inspiration. The rite of succession, the means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyola I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamuja at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Now you have us to compete against. Though it seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shok Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yoktural and find the City of Gold.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer as proof my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own four eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyola. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions, and we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same, but in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring
Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth. Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja just successor and be done with it.
The rite of succession begins now. I'll be watching your progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to...
Oops. Remember to collect your tablets before you leave. Remember not to click too soon and skip out the dialogue.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryle Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time. I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the right of succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
Just noticed behind him, like the like the gold inlay behind him, the big triangle thing, is basically just a gigantic golden eagle. That is a lot of people.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this? Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now.
This may be a last...
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road.
Sorry, I cut Aaronville off. It says, tell me now, this may be a last chance to help, for me to help you withdraw.
But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
My decision, let me see it through.
Is that so?
Yes.
I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Well, my PC does not like how many people are there.
Here they come! It's Sriracha! Such a fearsome name. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Serelja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The Resilient son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
That guy has a really cool headdress.
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the Landscape. Serelja, the palace seer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Gurul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion, common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists. This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soralja, the warmonger.
Cryon, are you all right?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zuralja's ambitions. Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier. The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new. You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the right of succession has barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studio.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turalu, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser Clavans.
There's lots of people cheering for you.
Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your dawn self. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyolan. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders. And then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. A pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamulja, Apunjaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself, but one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
Are they all dispersing?
We wish for one thing and one thing only, third promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's promise? I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
Rude.
It's fine. More than anyone, I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
It's always nice to see, like, doting parental figures. Well, so much for the brief union I had in mind. I was not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course. But others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about where we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work on are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliolal saga. I can read. Might I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars? We check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go take a look. I don't know which class I would need a 645 guest piece on. Catch like someone RP walking, that's fine. Makes everyone. Open up the tablets if you would. Of course. one has a tablet, and let's compare them to their respective pillars, even out for even the smallest differences. Oh god, do I have to play spot the difference? Unless I'm missing something. The glyphs appear to be identical. The difference being that the tablets have hollows where keystones are to be fitted. Now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn Servant said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tural's people, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. And we have the answer right here in front of us. This path is laid out in Tuliolal Saga. Events glyphs portray. Are the exact locations where they took place? When it's close, we could go down and search for the Elector. That will confirm we're on the right track. I think later reads. Oh. Was it in the nearby Hanahanu settlement? Papa took me there once. It was during festival season. The whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pillar village. About the same distance from here. We're going anywhere. We should ask around about the road ahead. I had a lot as we taught. You know, I should take my hand off the mouse because I seem to have like twitchy fingers. I had a lot of talk as we toured around the city that the storm we passed through at sea apparently it ravaged Yogg-Turall several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea's, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. We want to avoid wasting time taking the dead-end trail unless we want... I can totally read this properly, right? If we want to avoid wasting time taking the dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. Information we need. Just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. It would be prudent to ensure we're prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. I think once I hand this quest in, we'll take a short break and I'll end this recording, I guess. That's right, the reservation is under Wuklamat's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Spaliev TA. Greetings, visitors to Tuliolal. Welcome to the Fort Aunt Forad Caverns. And if you're ready, I'll show you to your rooms. Did I already climb this one? Yeah, I did. Okay. You to be the keenest to head out. Oh yeah, whole new land to explore. Where Aaron Villain will come out, I wonder. Oh good, you're all here. Who might your companions be? Seeing as we need information, well, who better to get it from than the locals? These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. Give you credit for taking initiative, at least. I mean, at least. Honored that the third promise would seek my advice. I too am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions when we need to act independently. So I brought these for the two of you. This. It's called a link pearl. A gemstone carved from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. So, the handy thing to have. Useful on our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two new friends here. Sun looks amazing. The Tuliolal saga features a number of Tural's clans. Two of those, the Hanu Hanu and Pelu Pelu, have settlements relatively close to the city. I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are a cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lave Reeds. Their home village, Okanu, is located in Samauka. The other, a smaller fellow, is from the Pelu. Is of the one of the Pelu. I can read. Teleread. A clan of business-minded folk from Okapatra. They appear in a lay of gold, after all kinds of marvellous goods from Wachun Pelu, their village. Now, as for deciding which to visit first, why do you put that adventurous instinct of yours to work for us? Pick our destination. 102 paths, yep, that's fine. Oh. Oh wait, no, will not affect. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, well, yeah, well, first things first, right? Stop that tracking, stop that tracking, stop that tracking. There we go. Right, so we're going to end here, and we shall be back.